Remember the first time I played, well, I think pretty much everyone is like this. The first time they play the game and that timer starts to tick down, they start to panic. They're like, oh god. And they start rushing like crazy. But they actually give you way more time than you actually need to get there. I mean, it takes, well, not long to get there, I'll just say. I mean, really, all you need is 90 seconds, pretty much. Less than 90 seconds to get there. Well, actually, when you getting there is one thing, but when you're actually in the strut, then you have to try and find the bomb, which is easier said than done. Obviously, once you beat the game once, you know where the bomb is, so it's never a problem, ever again. But the first time you play the game, finding the bomb, well, I guess that's a reasonable amount of time on second thought, since finding the bomb does take a while. Or at least it took me a while the first time I played the game. And when you play this on higher difficulties, the location of the bomb is changed as well. When I played this on hard or extreme mode for the first time, I was actually surprised that they moved the bomb. And I think the timer went off. The bomb ended up blowing up because I took too long trying to find it.
Raiden, Pliskin, listen carefully.
What is it?
I fell for it.
Fell for what?
Fatman has my number. A proximity trigger. Microwave.
Microwave?
With a 7-foot range. It's not a technique I taught him. Neither was that multi-bomb booby trap. Looks like he's far surpassed me as far as explosives technique goes. As for the rest...
Pete, get the hell out of there!
There's less than 30 seconds left. It's too late.
No!
Pliskin, get away from Strut H as fast as you can.
Pete!
Raiden, keep your distance. Use the spray from as far away as possible.
Me?
You can do it. I know that.
I'm not so sure.
But I am. Do it. I know you can.
That's the end of Pete. Rip. Like I said, I do like the Peter Stillman character. It's such a minor character, but yeah, he seemed like a good guy, you know. Always felt bad for him. And the bomb is just by here. Like, too far away? I'm pretty sure you can freeze the bomb if you stand over there. Yeah, just like over there. If you stand over there, you can still defuse the bomb. Now, if you walk, you can also defuse it from here, I'm pretty sure, but if you walk too close to the... yeah, that happens. That's what I was trying to avoid. Let's just climb out. Jesus, he moves slow in the water. We got it. Was there ever any doubt? No.
Colonel, I've neutralized the bomb.
Good work, Raiden.
It was a great loss for everyone.
Yes, it was.
Colonel, any damage report on the explosion?
Seems that the duct for diverting the contaminated seawater was destroyed, and the central section of Shell 2 is flooding. The explosions ignited the oil slick on the surface.
What about the toxins?
The chemicals stayed in containment. There's no immediate danger.
Is the big shell stable?
Shell 1 was unaffected. The price was high, but the threat of the bomb is over for now.
What's the next objective?
Rescue the President. Get back to the upper level.
Roger that.
Raiden, the terrorists have retaliated for our bomb neutralization.
What?
A hostage has been killed, shot in the head. They shot one of them on the roof, just to make sure we caught it. One of our satellites caught it clear as day.
Damn.
They announced they would kill one every hour from now on.
What are my orders? What should I do?
Stay with your mission objective. Rescue the president.
What about the other hostages?
President Johnson is your first priority.
Priority my butt. They're all in danger.
Jeff, be reasonable. I know what you're feeling, but you can't save them all.
No, not by myself.
Are you expecting that Pliskin to come through?
Well,
Looks like he's turned his radio off too.
I can't complete this mission by myself.
That man was not included in the simulation. He is not a factor in this mission.
What do you mean by that, Colonel?
Your mission must remain a solo effort.
What about the SEALs? No second attempt?
They haven't even gotten to planning that. All we can do is wait. In the meantime, you're our only hope.
I understand.
Raiden, go and rescue the president. You can start off by getting to the upper level of Strut A.
The little dialogue about a hostage being shot in the head there, about the terrorists killing one of the hostages, is a cool little thing as well. It's one of those things which you realise something about after you beat the game once. There's basically more to it than it seems.
I can't tell you how happy I am that you were alive after all. I knew this moment would come. Show yourself and finish me, like you finished off my father. Otherwise, you'll be the one to die.
Oh, crap.
Now, her father who was killed was someone called Scott Dolph, I think his name was. Basically the Marine commander that Ocelot killed on the tanker.
That's not.
I just find it strange how I don't think they ever say, they kind of never make it clear within this game. I don't know, maybe they like say it in an optional codec conversation or something. But to me, it was never very clear that the guy that Ocelot killed on the ship was her father, so I never really caught on to that until I read it online somewhere.
A death to call my own. Hurry, kill me, please.
It seems like a pretty big thing, because it's basically her whole motivation for wanting Snake dead. So I find it odd that they don't really make it clear in the game.
Sorry.
Or at least to me, it was never that clear, so feel free to disagree, of course. I don't know what I was doing there. I just wanted to demonstrate that your bullets do nothing. Neither do your chaff grenades or anything like that. What's Colonel have to say? Pliskin? Nope.
What is she, a witch? For some reason, I can't hit her.
I don't understand. She's obviously impervious to attack.
What are my options?
Disengage her and get out.
The elevator is still upstairs. My retreat's been cut off.
Hang on until the elevator comes down again. Your weapons can't hurt her, and you need to stay alive. Use whatever cover you can find and invade.
That's a shame. They basically tell you the solution to the boss fight. Just wait.
Fortune's railgun packs some power. A direct hit will kill you. Do not present her with a target under any condition. Stay behind cover.
I think that's a shame. I mean, the fact that they just give because this boss fight is kind of like a puzzle. Some of the MGS boss fights are kind of like puzzles, which is cool. You know, it's the fun thing trying to figure out how you're supposed to kill the boss. So on your first playthrough, you're trying to figure out and experiment in how to kill Fortune. But most players, the first thing they do is just call everyone on the codec to see what they have to say. I think it's a shame that Colonel just immediately gives you the solution to the boss fight. He immediately just tells you to wait. I think that's a shame. It should be something that he should tell you it eventually, but only after you've died a few times, I think. Kind of spoils the fun. Oh, this boss fight on extreme mode. Whoa, it was pretty tough. I died quite a lot on this. That's the end of the fight.
Right. Fatman just contacted us directly.
Fatman called us?
Yes. Looks like he placed a bomb on the heliport. He specifically asked for you, Raiden.
What?
He's killed off Peter. Now he's after you.
Why me?
How should I know?
Look, this is really not a good time for this.
The countdown's already begun, Raiden.
Great. How much time do I have left?
I'll show you the count. 400 seconds remaining.
So he's planning on taking this place out.
It looks like he has a different agenda from that of Dead Cell.
What about that?
Another one of those things you kind of panic about the first time you play the game. You're like, only 400 seconds? And of course it's more than enough time to get there. I love how chaotic the story is getting here as well. You just find Fortune, then all of a sudden Fatman has placed another bomb with a timer.
I'll take over, Queen.
What is it?
It seems our friend Fatman is out of control.
He'll actually try to destroy this place?
Yes, this could unravel everything we've planned.
But why would he do such a thing?
Who knows? But he's nothing more than a stereotypical mad bomber now. He's completely lost sight of our ideals. And with it, his loyalty to Commander Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson was the guy that Hostile killed,
I'll
I
take
think.
care of the wayward soul. It wasn't him.
Unfortunate.
Oh no, it wasn't. Scott Dolph was the guy that Hostile killed. Jackson is the actual commander of Dead Cell, who is no longer alive.
Be useless.
Then he's all mine.
Later. Then.
Now!
Yeah, announce that you're gonna shoot someone right before you shoot them. That's a great idea.
Damn!
Vamp. Are you gone? No. No. That death was meant for me. Why am I the only one that can't die? Alone again? Cheated out of death again? How long will you force me to live? How much longer, Dad? You've punished me enough. I thought you could give me peace. But you couldn't kill me either.
Was Raiden kind of looking regretful there? The way he kind of looks down and make... Are they trying to imply he's kind of feeling guilty for Fortune or something? Or am I looking too much into it?
Sorrow, Queen. I died once already.
Vamp.
I can't die twice.
Okay, this is kind of sneaky, but they place some claymores by here. Yeah. Practically everyone falls for them on the first time playthrough. I mean, who would ever expect, you know, claymores to be there? You'd have no reason to equip a mine detector right there. Why didn't Mr. X call you to warn you there? And of course, just like in the first game, which had Deep Throat, which is essentially the same thing as Mr. X. Oh god, I didn't expect him to turn this way. He turned this way, then he looked to the left. I was expecting him to go back down the other hallway. As I was saying though, in the first game, of course, we got Deep Throats. Deep Throat only calls you 2 times in the game. And you can never call him to ask him for advice or anything like that. And it's exactly the same here. We have Mr. X. I think Mr. X only calls you once or twice in this whole entire game. And you can never once call him, ever. I just think that's a shame. Like, why can't you, like, why can't there be 1 or 2 secrets with him where you can call him for advice? Kind of makes it pointless to store his codec frequency in that list if you can't even call him. I swear to God, I normally play better than this as well. It's because of the commentary thing. That's my excuse. It's kind of more difficult when you're trying to think of things to say all the time. Yeah, that guy ain't getting me this time. He caused me a lot of trouble. I know a lot of people hate this boss fight coming up, but I'm actually a really big fan of it. It's actually one of my favourite boss fights in the whole entire series. It's an unpopular opinion, but that's what I think. I really like this one. Right, you can't do cartwheel up the stairs. You can do them down them though. I think if you try to do a cartwheel up the stairs, that's when he collapses, like Snake when he rolls up the stairs. But the thing is, Snake can't even roll down the stairs, I don't think, while Raiden can. Here we go, Fatman boss fights.
So you're the one.
I love this whole character as well.
You're right on time, I see. I like a punctual man.
Is he Dead Cell?
I am Fatman. I am the greatest that humanity has to offer. And
That voice actor has a great voice as well.
hear this rhythm? It's the rhythm of time. And life. Don't you love this? I used to hang around department store clock counters.
I know he's really goofy, but to me it's the good kind of goofy. He's still kind of badass, despite how silly the character design is. I mean, the character himself, I think, is pretty cool. Really interesting.
Glad you could make it. The party's about to start. Yum. Good year. Let's drink the Stillman, shall we?
If you destroy the big shell, you'll never collect your ransom.
Ransom? What are you talking about?
$30 billion in cash.
So that's what's going on, huh?
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, you'll know soon enough. And I could care less what they plan to do. My ambitions are much more simple. To be the most famous bomber of them all.
You're nuts! No one's gonna give a damn about you!
Oh, yes, they will. I'll go down in history as the man who beat Peter Stillman. That's the only reason I assisted them.
Like hell you beat Stillman. He had your number.
What did you say?
You have nothing of his courage. Or... What are you laughing at?
That croc died a dishonorable death 6 months ago.
6 months ago. The liquidation of Dead Cell.
Call it what you want. Only the right stuff survived that hell. Set me free, you know. Open the way to a new dimension. So that I can become the Emperor among detonation devotees.
You're nothing but a common criminal, and that's the only way people will ever remember you.
How dare you! I'm an artist! That is why I dislike boorish military types. It's time to start the party.
I love the way he says that line.
This is how it works. I plant a bomb, and it'll explode soon after that. If you prefer to stay in one piece, you'll have to disable my bombs. Laugh and grow fat. Let's move!
Okay, I think I'm actually gonna leave it at that. See if Rose has any words of wisdom before we leave.
Jack, you okay?
That boss music is great as well. Just like how all the bosses in the first game had the same like music playing when you fought them. Same thing with this game as well.
Hang in there.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so it's another day, ready to fight Fatman. Oh yeah, before I begin, better see what everyone has to say.
Fatman will plant the C4s, then activate the timer. Once the timer is online, the countdown begins. Detonation takes place at the 0 count. If that happens, the mission fails. When you see him push the timer button, use the coolant spray to freeze the C4 before the countdown ends.
Shame. So there's no one here to give us a bit of backstory. I mean, I know Peter Stillman gave us a bit of backstory earlier on in the game, but you know, how about a bit more?
Fatman is wearing a blast suit.
A blast suit?
It's protective clothing worn for bomb disposal work. Gunfire can't really penetrate that thing either.
You can do very little damage through the suit. Use the first-person view to go for the head. The blast suit can't protect him from the impact of the shot itself. A series of rapid fire will knock him off balance and create an opportunity for attack. Use it. The countdown timer will tell you...
That's pretty much it. That's all they have to say.
You can also anticipate Fatman's course and plant a claymore in his path.
I've actually never used claymores during this fight. I just rely on the gun.
You're completely defenseless while hanging. If he manages to knock you off that ledge, you wouldn't survive the fall. Keep that in mind.
That's never happened.
Bombs are not the only weapons Fatman...
Of course.
Fatman is wearing a...
Yeah, I think that's really it. Okay, that's a shame. Like in the MGS1, when you caught people doing boss fights, they would give... Not only would they give you hints on how to kill the boss, they would also give you some backstory. Some interesting, like, backstory on the bosses. In this one, they don't seem to. In this one, they just seem to be telling you, well, pretty much how to kill the boss, and that's the only information they give. That's kind of disappointing. If I remember right, they're pretty much the same in the third game as well. In MGS3, they don't really give you any backstory on the Cobra units. They just tell you how to, well, hints how to kill the boss. So I know a lot of people hate this fight. I personally quite enjoy it. I don't know why, I just find it fun. I think most people are annoyed because they just spent about an hour's worth of gameplay, or 2 hours worth, finding and defusing bombs. And then in this game, in this boss fight, of course, you gotta defuse more bombs while fighting the boss. I don't know, I kind of liked it. I mean, I found it kind of unique in the sense that you're not only fighting the boss in this boss fight, you also have to multitask. You also have to run around defusing the bombs. And that's kind of what I liked about it, the fact that it wasn't just fighting the boss, you also have to do this as well. But apparently, a lot of people find that really annoying because they've just spent a long time defusing bombs, which I understand, I can get that. But hey, I enjoy it, I think it's a fun fight. I've seen a lot of people compare this fight to the Raven boss fight in the first game, and I never understood why. I think it might be because of the layout of the area, because it's kind of like a bunch of columns if you look at the radar. There's basically a bunch of crates everywhere, just like the Raven fight. It kind of makes a grid on the map. And that's really the only similarities I see to the Raven fight. Like, aside from that, I would never ever consider this anywhere anything like the Raven fight. The only thing I don't like about this boss fight is that it's too easy. It's too short. And because I enjoy it, I want it to last as long as possible. I guess you could say, well, maybe you should go on the higher difficulties if you want it to last longer. But the thing is, there's certain parts of the game that I really hate on the higher difficulties, and that's the only reason I don't play it. Like, I hate Arsenal gear on the higher difficulties. So that's like one thing which kind of stops me from wanting to do it. I'm just gonna knock him off with this. Yeah. That's how you do it.
My suit. Oh no. I've nothing to wear to the party.
The party's
It's a shame they don't change the cutscenes if you kill them non-lethally. Like, even though I used the tranquilizer, he's still like bleeding. Although you can't expect them to change every single cutscene for the non-lethal playthroughs.
I have beautiful hands. These delicate hands can craft works of art.
Answer me, what the hell is this?
It's the switch for the biggest bomb in the entire place.
Huh?
No use. Once it's activated, there's no stopping the count.
Where did you plant it? Where is it?
Somewhere in this area. Don't worry, it's very close by.
Where is it?
Go ahead, shoot me. I'm already dead.
Damn!
Think you can find it? When it goes off, it'll take the big shell with it.
Tell me where I can find the bomb!
That's your problem. This is the highlight of the party. Bring it on, I say. They'll be happy too. I die here and start my legend. Too bad you won't be around to see the movies. Laugh and grow fat.
It's a shame you only see this character within the boss fight and these two cutscenes, because I do really like the character. He's got a great voice and everything. And this, that's actually a really clever place to hide the bomb as well. That actually took me a while when I was a kid to figure out. When I was a kid, I first watched my dad beat the game before I had the chance to, and we were both trying to figure out where the bomb was. I was watching him trying to find the bomb, we were both trying to figure out. That was a lot of fun.
Good work, Raiden. Looks like all the bombs are neutralized. One of their main leverages is now gone. That leaves...
Colonel, Fatman didn't seem to know about the ransom demands.
Intentionally kept in the dark, I'd say. He seemed to be coming from a very different place from the other terrorists. Raiden, a lot of hostages, our president included, are still in danger. Keep your mind focused on protecting them.
What are my orders?
Rescue the president.
We have no idea where he is.
You haven't been in the Central Core yet. I suggest you start there.
Wait, I have another call. Want me to take it?
No, I'll go offline. Best to keep our presence unknown.
He'll take it anyway. Pliskin?
How you doing, kid?
Pliskin, is everything all right?
Could be better. Looks like I was out cold for a while.
How did you manage to stay alive?
Had a little help from a friend.
Friend?
What about the bomb?
Otacon?
Diffused. And Fatman, too.
That's good news.
How's Shell, too?
It's a mess. The bomb crippled H-Strut.
What about the toxins?
The what?
If the big shell blows up, the explosion is expected to produce massive amounts of toxins.
Never heard anything about that.
Huh?
Well, looks like there's not much danger of that in any case. But the Central Core is starting to flood. It won't last much longer.
Well, what about the president and the other hostages?
They weren't in Shell 2. They must be in Shell 1.
We need to get the hostages out of here now.
It's too far from Manhattan for a swim.
What about the lifeboats?
There doesn't seem to be any. Doesn't make sense.
So a chopper is our only extraction?
Right. And it comes with a passenger limit. Intel has it that there are about 30 hostages.
It'd take more than a single trip.
We'll have to come back.
Can you pilot a chopper?
No, but I brought a gearhead with me. He's a good guy. I'll introduce you later.
Pliskin, I'm on the heliport right now, but I don't see their Harrier. It's out somewhere.
We'd better move now, then. Our chances with a Harrier after us are close to nothing.
Do you know where the President is?
No, that one's all yours.
The President is at the top of our rescue list. These are our orders, Lieutenant JG.
Your orders, not mine.
What?
See you later.
About the ransom demands, so Fatman didn't know about them. And... like, I'm trying to speak without spoiling the story, but I'm right in assuming there were no ransom demands in the first place. It's just Campbell lying to Raiden and telling him that there's ransom demands. I'm on the right thoughts, right? So I'm trying to speak in a way which doesn't spoil the story, in case someone's watching this and they don't know the story. So it's just a lie that the Colonel told Raiden, I think.
You passed with flying colors.
Identify yourself.
I'm like you. I have no name.
Whoa, you actually could see the person's face for a split second there.
If you like.
I never realised that. That they did actually show the face.
But come, let's get out of the open. Follow me.
I mean, it's only for a split second, so first-time players probably wouldn't be able to recognise them.
Are you with Foxhound too?
Neither enemy nor friend. Just a messenger from the Lalilulelo.
Lalilulelo. Lalilulelo. I still can't say it. I'm close. Just one syllable off.
This is safer, I think.
Safe from what?
Eavesdropping, of course.
All right. Why did you contact me?
I've been ordered to give you backup, including the relaying of necessary intel.
Ordered by whom? Why won't you identify yourself?
There is no need for you to know.
I'll decide whether I need to know.
You are not yet trusted to make such decisions. I'll tell you something you do need to know.
It's pretty much what the Patriots say towards the end of the game.
President.
What?
Or rather, the person who knows the current location of the president.
Who is it?
A Secret Service agent named Ames, currently being held with other hostages.
Secret Service, huh?
The head of the president's security detail, Ames has been fitted with the same type of VIP nanomachine system as the president. If you're within range, you should be able to communicate.
Why are you telling me this?
Do I need to repeat myself?
There's no reason for me to believe any of this. You understand that?
Of course, but you also have no choice but to believe. Do you have any other leads?
Where are those hostages?
The hostages are being held in the B1 conference hall in the Shell 1 core. You'll find Ames there.
What does he look like?
We don't know if it is indeed a he. I've never met this person either.
How am I supposed to look for someone without even a description?
Use your ears.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ames has a pacemaker. You'll be able to hear the machine sound in the heartbeat.
You expect me to walk up to these hostages and listen to every one of their heartbeats?
The sound is too minute to detect and amplify it. You'd be captured immediately.
So what am I supposed to do?
Use the directional microphone. There's one somewhere in the core. Take this. The security card will unlock all level 2 security doors, including the one into the core. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electronic field. And watch yourself. The core is more heavily guarded than any other section of the big shell. You'll get nowhere just like that. Try this instead.
One of the terrorists?
The surveillance camera won't let you on the elevator without the right uniform.
You want me to disguise myself?
Men assigned to the Corps and those on perimeter duty are given different colors to wear. Your new outfit will work in some areas, not others. The uniform alone won't fool them either.
You're talking about weapons.
Right, you need an AK.
But I saw them carrying an AN-94.
All men assigned to the Corps section carry AKs.
So without an AK-74U, someone will see through me really quick.
You could take care of the weapon issue yourself. One other thing.
There's more?
You'll also have to pass a retinal scan to get into the conference hall.
Biometrics. Crap.
Nothing but the real thing will suffice. Deception is not an option here. I suggest you hurry. They have the nuke on their side.
The nuke? They have a nuclear weapon with them?
You didn't find their continuing presence here unusual? Even with the president as hostage, this is an island, and they have no visible means of escape.
Even if they do have a nuke, the warhead is no good without an access code. The security lockout can't be bypassed.
They don't need to. They have the code. You saw it too, I believe. The Navy man with half a handcuff. The other half of it is on the football, or the black case if you like. The nuclear button. And now they have it.
Why did they have to bring the football along? To a decontamination plant of all places.
But they did have to. Because, after all, the big shell is the farthest thing from a cleanup plant there is.
What?
Dead Cell didn't have to bring a nuke along with them. It was right here to begin with. Nothing in this affair is what it seems.
A cover-up? But why? For what?
For Metal Gear that is housed here.
Metal Gear?
Metal Gear?
The very same. Bipedal nuke cable conveyor aboard Shadow Moses infamy. This place is the R&D center for its newest incarnation.
What the hell is going on?
Better ask Ames the rest.
What's this for?
You might be glad you have it. Keep the controller's vibration function on.
What do I need a cell phone for? Colonel, who was that man just now?
He's not one of ours. No, we have no one like that in our unit.
He said that the big shell was housing a new model of Metal Gear.
First I've heard of it.
Colonel, what are you not telling me?
I've been completely open with you, Raiden. I've told you everything.
Is that everything you know? Or everything I need to know?
Snap out of it, Raiden. I'll have the Metal Gear rumor looked into. You need to make contact with this Ames.
So you believe that ninja?
Since we have no leads on the President's current location, we have no other alternatives. Right now, collect as much data as you can, including anything on Metal Gear.
Are those my orders?
Yes, they are. Disguise yourself as an enemy soldier and infiltrate the Shell 1 core.
Understood.
I wonder if Snake has anything to say about that. We haven't been able to ask him about the ninja at all so far.
Pliskin, do you read me?
What's up, Raiden?
I just ran into a guy decked out like a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this?
No. Can you trust that costumed freak?
I don't know. But the colonel told me to follow the guy's instructions.
And like a good soldier, you'll do it, right? I'll let you in on a little secret, kid. The ninja that was publicized in the Shadow Moses incident no longer exists. The guy you met has no connection whatsoever with the incident.
And how do you know that?
Because I do.
Huh?
Just be careful who you trust, okay?
Okay. And that cell phone the ninja gives us, it doesn't really come in handy. I mean, you get some information from the cell phone once or twice throughout the whole entire game, but it's not really that important. It basically gives you hints on parts which you might get stuck on, but the solution to these parts is pretty obvious anyway, so it's not as if you really need it. I'm just going to backtrack to the strut. I'm not sure what strut it is. I'm guessing F. Well, either E or F, of course. Alright, this time the claymores are gone, so I should be able to run straight across without that guy spotting me. No worries there. I think he's just saying, congratulations, you got the gun, now go back to the Shell 1 core.
Looks like you've got an AK. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's core.
There's also another gun in here, I think it's, yeah, M4. I never use any weapon other than a tranquilizer gun until I get to the arsenal gear section. Because of course that's when I go lethal and just start killing all the enemies. And where is the M4? Unless it's on a floor above. Okay, I guess I'll get it later, I guess. Don't turn around. That guy coming down the stairs, yeah. Oh okay. Go, 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 go. That's probably the hardest place in the whole entire game to sneak past without getting spotted. Either that one or the struts with the water in the middle. I should have killed those pigeons. Wait, I still can. Might as well trigger the Easter egg. Got a suppressor so no one's going to spot us or hear us. Oh shit! Snuck up on me. At least the alert phase ended.
Got a minute, Jack?
Rose?
I found some information on where Solid Snake is interred.
Great. Shoot.
I've located the grave site.
And the body?
Exhumed for DNA testing.
Well, do you have the results?
The right arm was missing, but there was no doubt that it was him. That body belongs to Solid Snake.
So the head of the terrorist group must be...
An imposter.
Right.
You sound disappointed.
I guess I was kind of hoping to meet the legend in the flesh.
I get you. But it looks like he's not behind this incident.
Raiden, the president needs you, I think. Disguise yourself as enemy personnel and infiltrate the core section. Your priority is to contact Agent Ames.
Why don't you do it?
And of course it goes without saying, but obviously the body is liquid. Although, you know, that's self-explanatory.
What's going on? Respond.
Nothing. I saw the camera saw me then when I fell over. Now this disguising yourself as one of the guards, this, I'm not sure how many people know this, but this was actually done in Metal Gear 2. I think it was the second one. So once again, it was something which was in the old games, which these 3D games decided to carry over, which I think is pretty cool. It's one of those things when I actually got around to playing Metal Gear 2, I was surprised that is what we had to do in the game. I was like, oh yeah, this was in MGS2. Just thought that was interesting. I never used these bucks. For those of you who don't know, they're basically porno mags. If you just put them on the floor, when the guards walk over them, they get distracted. Sort of stuff Metal Gear does. C4. C4, I never used that either. Almost forgot my weapon. I think if you walk into a guard, you lose your uniform. like your uniform falls off. Doesn't make sense, but I guess it's to make it a bit trickier. Police Notes, I believe that's Kojima's, one of Kojima's old games, I think. There was also a poster for that game in the first Metal Gear as well. Well, MGS, not Metal Gear. They're basically saying, well done, you got a directional microphone, now you can go to the first floor. Don't really need to listen to that. Might as well turn this on while I'm at it, why not? Although this is the only time we ever go in this room, so not really necessary. There's a little Easter egg here, I'm not going to bother doing it, but if you use the directional microphone and you aim it at the parrot, you can talk to the parrot and then the parrot will eventually repeat what you're saying. Just a cool little Easter egg. I never understood what was up with that guard. He starts like running around all of a sudden, I'm not sure what's going on. Because earlier on you can see him stretching as if he's getting tired. I think he's starting to run around to wake himself up. I never really understood that. I think that's what's going on, but I'm not too sure.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
I think there's a ration in one of these. Not that we really need them. How many do I have? 5, okay. Just to lure this guy over here faster. Oh, I forgot about my weapon.
What are you doing?
So it's okay, it's okay. He's not going to do anything. I think if you try to run away, you will trigger an alert phase. Yeah, now it's all good. Oh god, I did it! Why did I do that?
It's the enemy. I need.
Grab him! Oh, he ducked.
It's the enemy. I need help.
Quick, 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 quick. Before they... Wow, that would have been a disaster.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Right, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker.
His voice is sounding a bit weird again.
Should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Okay, so where Ames actually is actually random. Although, if you're playing on the normal difficulty, he normally spawns in the same area. Or at least from my experience, he seems to spawn in the... round about the same area. Like, not in the exact same spot, but... You know. Okay, he's normally this guy back here. Yeah, that's him. It looks exactly like him. If you can remember what he looks like from your other playthroughs, you can just do it straight away anyway. Doesn't really matter where they put him.
You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was sent in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety.
They're just switching to these codec conversations because they can't be asked to animate the cutscene. So this way they don't have to render, you know, the cutscene. It's a lot easier,
Are you on?
I'm guessing.
Right here.
To just do a codec.
Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor, the core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Hmm?
A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right, and the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure and so on, are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fatman is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
The Patriots?
Can't discount the possibility. Especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes. The man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago. So it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing, and the lower block of the central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway between Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No.
What about the President?
The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Yes, I know.
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No. The drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
There is an Easter egg here, by the way. If you move the microphone all the way to the left, you can hear Johnny from MGS1 having diarrhea. Kojima loves his scat humor like that. Can't get enough of it.
What about you?
I'm having the matter looked into.
Don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due? When you watched my father die and did nothing.
It's been 2 years ago, Olga. Let it go.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive...
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you will. I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Stop this infighting. I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go. It's happening again?
This damn right arm. Liquid! It's almost as if it's having its revenge!
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman. There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent. Maybe that man's presence.
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.